Huana Linden. What does the Waitangi Tribunal do?
The Waitangi Tribunal's role is set out very clearly in the Treaty of Waitangi Act, which I suggest the member reads. It is to improve, inquire into and make recommendations on claims that the Crown has acted on a manner inconsistent with the principles of the Treaty of Waitangi.
Supplementary. Was he aware of Richard Prebble's views prior to his appointment to the Tribunal that there is one treaty, despite there being both English and Te Reo versions, which are not direct translations of each other? And if not, why didn't he ask him for his views before appointing him?
I was aware of some of Mr Prebble's views prior to appointment, and he's entitled to his own opinions and his own views.
Supplementary. Did Māori cede sovereignty when they signed Te Treaty of Waitangi? And if not, why not?
As we're all aware, there are a variety of views in relation to that matter, but what I'm absolutely clear about is that there's one thing that existed before the Treaty of Waitangi and will continue to exist after we all leave this space, is that Rangatiratanga will be protected, preserved and enhanced.
Traditionally, Rangatira means chief figurehead for an iwi or hapu. Rangatiratanga is referenced in Article 2 of the Maori language version of the treaty, and the word was used at that time, nearly 200 years ago, to convey the idea of chiefly authority. Today, Rangatiratanga has become twisted by racist activists and the Waitangi Tribunal to mean the following three goals of Māori. 1. To improve the economic position of Māori. 2. To have more autonomy over things that affect Māori. And 3. For Māori to have more influence over decisions that affect everyone. Item 3 actually amounts to an aspiration to alter New Zealand's fluid, unwritten constitution. However, and of much more importance is, nowhere in New Zealand's legislation is there a legal definition of what is a Māori. Without such a legally verifiable definition, then Māori this, or Māori that, or Māori anything, simply becomes racist gobbledygook and totally meaningless for all intents and purposes. The New Zealand inhabitants that existed 200 years ago, call them Māori for want of a better word, are certainly not the same people that exist today. Likewise, New Zealanders today are certainly not the same colonisers that existed 200 years ago.
What I'm absolutely clear about is that there's one thing that existed before the Treaty of Waitangi and will continue to exist after we all leave this space, is that Rangatiratanga will be protected, preserved and enhanced.
How can New Zealanders, especially Māori, trust his judgment after he appointed someone to our Waitangi Tribunal who has proven themselves historically illiterate?
The Waitangi Tribunal is not the preserve of one party, whether or not it's the Green Party or any other party. If the use of the word "our" is to select one particular group in this House, I reject the characterisation.
Supplement. Point of order, Honourable Nicholas.
We have a long-standing expectation in this House that members not use our free speech in this chamber to potentially defame members of the public who don't have the opportunity to defend themselves. And accusing someone of historic illiteracy is a claim, historical illiteracy is a claim that if used outside this chamber would be challengeable.
I will. I'll talk to the clerks post this, and if I come up with a different view, I'll let you know. But at this moment, the member actually gave her point of view on what had been previously said, and so I accept that at this point in time. If I get a different view post this, I'll let you know.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Honourable Winston Peters.
If 103 years ago, a brilliant scholar in law who got a law degree in 2 years flat, Sir Ngata, said that the Māori ceded sovereignty, then who in this House is so historically illiterate now?
Honourable Tama Potako, I'm not sure that that's actually an appropriate question that the Minister does not need to answer.
I'm happy to respond to it.
I do have a point.
It was a totally out of order question.
Yeah.
And inappropriate that it be attended.
Yeah, I don't think it's something the Minister needs to answer. Thank you. Point of order.
With the greatest respect, Madam Chair, did I name anyone? No.
No.
Which is a qualifier for your kind of judgment, which has been properly made, and therefore I'm asking you to review your decision.
Huhana Linden.
Does he acknowledge that his appointment of Prebble to the Tribunal, only for him to immediately resign and make a political stunt, makes a mockery of the institution itself?
The appointment of the Honourable Richard Prebble followed due process. Mr Prebble has resigned. I have accepted his resignation and I wish him well.
So I've just have a note in front of me that said the public do have a right of response. Standing Order 1601, public figures are subject to criticism in the House.